Hi friends, welcome to my Cozy Crafty Cabin. My name is Rayanne. Today is day 9 of my 12 Days of Christmas in July crafty series. We're getting into the last week of the series, and today I'm going to share 9 different ways you can decorate these lid covers for foil pans and turn them into cute cookie tins to pass out homemade cookies and treats for Christmas time. So I purchased these foil tins from Dollar Tree, but I'm sure you can pick some up at your local grocery store, Walmart, Target, even Amazon if you want to make a bunch of these and just buy them in bulk. But I have 3 different sizes, so I have these mini round foil pans which came in a pack of 3. I'm not sure if Dollar Tree still sells these ones in particular or not, but I know they sell these larger round foil pans that come in a 2-pack. And then I also have these mini rectangular foil pans that also come in a 2-pack, and I believe Dollar Tree still sells these as well. Wherever you end up finding yours, you just want to make sure they come with lids, or I guess you could purchase some without lids and then just make your own lids, but you just want to make sure that they are food safe. So first I want to share with you some of the lid covers I actually already made, and then I will make 2 with you on camera. I had planned for 9 different ones altogether since it's day 9, but then I had an extra bonus idea come up unplanned, so there's going to be 10 altogether. So with these mini round ones, I first made a cute little snowman. I just used my circle punch for the eyes and mouth, and then cut out a carrot shape for the nose. I also made a cute little Rudolph using my circle punches as well. And then, of course, I had to do a Grinch face, which I think is one of my favorites. For these large round ones, I decided to do some Peanuts characters, and I think Charlie Brown turned out so cute. I will say I first only did his face, and it definitely felt like something was missing, so adding the collar at the bottom of his yellow shirt, I think definitely helped. And then I also did Snoopy, which turned out okay. Next are the rectangular foil pans. So I covered these lids with some cardstock. I used a 4x4 cut apart on one, and then was going for just a simple candy cane stripe on the other. I then tried out a Christmas tree design where I cut out a tree with my scissors, and then I used my 1-inch circle punch to make some ornaments, and the ornaments are all made from scrap paper. Okay, so I'll show you the simple process of how I decorate one of these lids. You may have seen me do this already. I made some Nightmare Before Christmas ones in my Halloween in June series, and then I made some Christmas ones last year in my Christmas in July series as well. So for these mini rectangular foil pans, the lids measure approximately 5 7/8 inches by 8 1/4 inches. So I just use a piece of 8.5 by 11 Christmas cardstock, and I cut it down to size. And then I have enough left from that same piece of paper to make a card base for this 4x4 cut apart. So in this example, or in the example I showed earlier, I had just simply glued down the cut apart to the lid cover, but for this example I thought it'd be really cute to make a card for the cut apart and glue that down so that you have this cute little card that's attached to your cookie tin. So for the card base, I used an 8.5 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock, and I folded it in half on the long side, so then you get your 4 1/4 square card base. And then I decided to round the corners on the card base and also the cut apart. And then I add adhesive to the foil lid and glue down our large piece of cardstock to cover the entire lid. And then once that's glued down, I go in with my scissors to round the corners. So then it's time to just finish up our card. I used foam tape to attach the cut apart to the card base. I then decided to wrap some baker's twine around the card before I glued it to the lid cover. And then that was it. I think this just makes like such a cute little container to pass up Christmas cookies in. I did this last year and had my son help me like deliver them to our neighbors, and it was just so cute and so fun. I'm really excited to use these again for this Christmas. I would love to host like a little Christmas cookie exchange party too, and like guests can take one of these and just load it up with various cookies that everyone brought. I think that would be so fun. I actually really need to do that. Okay, so for this bonus example, we'll call it idea number 10. I was left with this scrap from when I cut out the Christmas tree design, and I thought this would actually be really cute to use as another idea for a lid cover. So when I had cut out the tree, all I did was take a piece of 8.5 by 11 pattern cardstock, and I cut it in half at 5.5 inches. And then I took that piece, folded it in half, and along the folded edge, I cut out like my Christmas tree shape. And then when you unfold it, you get your full Christmas tree. So we're gonna use this Christmas tree outline, and I decided to take some green cardstock to glue it underneath, and now it just looks like a cute little Christmas tree with our outline laid on top. So I just cut the green cardstock down to 5 7/8 by 8 1/4 inches to cover the lid. I glued that down to the lid, rounded the corners with my scissors like we did before, and then I ended up trimming off some of my Christmas tree outline to fit in like on the lid cover. And then I took a scrap of craft brown paper to make a trunk, and I decided to use foam tape to glue down all these pieces. And for my first Christmas tree, for my first example, I used my 1-inch circle punch to add some ornaments to the tree, but I just decided to keep this one bare. I just like how it looks on its own. So here are the 9 different lid cover ideas again, plus the bonus one I made from the Christmas tree scrap. I would love to know your favorite designs and if you will be making some of these for Christmas this year. You can absolutely use this idea though for any occasion. It doesn't just have to be for Christmas. You can make some Halloween ones, birthdays, Valentine's Day, any occasion really. I think the Grinch and the Charlie Brown ones are my favorite. But thank you all so much for watching and supporting my channel. I'll have my playlist linked in my description box for this 12 Days of Christmas in July Crafty series. So day 10 will be next, and until then, just stay cozy. Okay, bye.